The room went dead silent as my father's voice cut through the air like a blade. "Antonio, you're nothing but a disgrace to this family for loving a man," he bellowed, his fist crashing down on the Thanksgiving table in front of 20 relatives, eyes blazing with fury and disappointment. Gabriel's hand tightened around mine under the tablecloth, but it was too late. The secret was out, and the damage was irreversible. I had rehearsed this moment in my head for weeks, imagining a calm conversation after dessert. But bringing Gabriel to our family gathering in Chicago, as more than just a friend, had sparked the explosion I feared most. My mother gasped, her fork clattering onto her plate, while my younger sister Sophia stared at her lap, tears already forming. Cousins whispered. Uncles shifted uncomfortably in their seats, and the aroma of roasted turkey and garlic bread suddenly felt suffocating. I stood up slowly, my chair scraping against the hardwood floor, every muscle in my body tense with a mix of anger and heartbreak. Gabriel rose beside me, his warm presence the only anchor keeping me from shattering right there. "Dad, this is who I am," I said, my voice steadier than I expected. "Gabriel isn't just anyone, he's the man I love." Father pointed a trembling finger at the door. "Get out, both of you. Don't come back until you fix this shame you've brought on us." The words landed like punches, each one echoing the years of unspoken pressure. The expectations to marry a nice Italian girl, carry on the family name, make the construction business proud. I grabbed my coat, Gabriel following without a word, and we walked out into the cold November night, the door slamming behind us like a final verdict. Snowflakes drifted down as we reached my car, and I gripped the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. "I'm sorry you had to see that," I whispered, starting the engine. Gabriel placed a hand on my knee. "You don't have to apologize for being you, Antonio. We'll figure this out together." We drove to his small apartment in Lincoln Park, the city lights blurring through my tears. That night, as we sat on his couch with mugs of hot coffee, the weight of what had just happened settled in. My phone buzzed nonstop. Texts from relatives, some angry, some confused, none supportive yet. I turned it off. Gabriel listened as I poured out years of hiding. The secret dates in college, the fear of losing my job at the marketing firm, the nights I cried alone wondering if I was broken. He shared his own story of coming out to his more accepting parents back in California years ago. By midnight, exhaustion took over, but sleep brought nightmares of my father's face twisted in disgust. The next morning, reality hit harder. I called my boss to take a few personal days, explaining vaguely about family issues. Gabriel made breakfast, eggs, and toast simple but comforting, and we talked about next steps. "You can stay here as long as you need," he said, his green eyes steady. I nodded, but inside doubt crept in. Was I selfish for dragging him into this mess? My family had always been my world. Sunday dinners, holiday traditions, the loud laughter that filled every room. Now it felt like I'd burned it all down. We spent the day unpacking my duffel bag, turning his one-bedroom into our temporary home. Gabriel's place was cozy, bookshelves lined with teaching materials and novels, photos of his students on the fridge. As evening fell, we walked along the lakefront, the wind whipping off Lake Michigan. "I don't regret it," I told him, stopping to watch the waves. Telling them was terrifying, but hiding us was killing me. He pulled me into a hug, his scarf brushing my cheek. "You're braver than you know." Back home, we watched an old movie, but my mind wandered to what my mother might be thinking, whether Sophia would text me privately. The silence from my family phone was deafening. By the end of the week, the psychological toll mounted. I caught myself staring at family photos on my laptop, replaying childhood memories of Dad teaching me to ride a bike, Mom's homemade pasta. Gabriel noticed and suggested therapy, a counselor he knew from the local LGBTQ center. "It's not weakness," he said gently. "It's strength to face it." I agreed to go, my first session raw and tear-filled as I described the dinner. The counselor nodded, validating the grief of rejection while reminding me identity wasn't a choice to fix. Gabriel supported every step, cooking meals, holding me when doubts hit at 3 a.m. Yet the conflict grew inside me. Part of me wanted to apologize to Dad, pretend it was a phase, but the stronger part knew that would betray Gabriel and myself. 2 weeks later, a single text from Sophia arrived. "I love you, bro. Give it time." It was a lifeline, but Father's silence remained a wall. As December approached, we decorated Gabriel's apartment with simple lights, trying to create new traditions. I threw myself into work remotely, designing campaigns that earned praise from my team, but the emptiness lingered. Gabriel's loyalty never wavered. He canceled plans with friends to be with me, proving his commitment through quiet actions. Still, the psychological storm raged. Nights of questioning if love was worth losing family, days of forcing smiles at the office. The misunderstanding started small when Gabriel mentioned an old college buddy visiting for a conference. I brushed it off, but seeds of insecurity planted. Little did I know how deep the rifts would grow. The first holiday without family hit like a freight train. Christmas lights twinkled along Michigan Avenue, but our apartment felt hollow despite Gabriel's efforts with a small tree and handmade ornaments. I scrolled through social media, seeing cousins post photos from the big family dinner I was banned from, and the ache deepened. Gabriel wrapped his arms around me from behind as I stood at the window. "We'll make our own memories," he whispered, kissing my neck softly. His patience was a balm, but my mind replayed the Thanksgiving words daily. Father's voice, a constant echo questioning my worth. At therapy that week, the counselor pushed me to explore the identity struggle I'd buried since high school. "Coming out isn't one moment. It's a lifetime of choosing yourself," she said. I left feeling raw but lighter, sharing the session with Gabriel over pasta at our favorite Italian spot. He listened intently, then shared how his own journey shaped him into the steady man I loved. Work became my escape. A big campaign for a local nonprofit landed on my desk, focusing on community support programs. I poured my pain into the designs, colors vibrant with hidden messages of resilience. My boss noticed the passion, offering a promotion if I nailed it. Gabriel celebrated with takeout sushi and a bottle of wine, toasting to new beginnings. Yet tension simmered when his old friend Marcus arrived for the conference. They met for coffee, and Gabriel came home late, laughing about old stories. I smiled outwardly, but inside, jealousy twisted. Marcus was out and proud, successful in tech, everything I feared I wasn't. "He's just a friend," Gabriel assured me when I finally voiced it. But the misunderstanding festered. I wondered if Gabriel missed a life without my family drama. A week later, a work colleague, Jake, whom I trusted, cornered me in the break room. "Heard about Thanksgiving. Tough break, man." Someone had leaked the news through family gossip chains. I froze, realizing my cousin's loose lips had spread it to mutual acquaintances. The betrayal stung, but I brushed it off, focusing on the campaign deadline. Gabriel sensed my distance and planned a weekend getaway to a cabin up north. Snow blanketed the woods as we hiked, breath visible in the crisp air. "Talk to me," he urged by the fireplace that night. I confessed the jealousy, the fear of losing him to someone less complicated. He took my hands. "Antonio, you're my choice every day. No one else." Tears fell as we talked until dawn, the bond strengthening through honesty. Back in Chicago, the promotion came through, a raise that eased financial worries. We used it to furnish the apartment properly, turning it into a real home with bookshelves for my design magazines and Gabriel's lesson plans. Friends from the LGBTQ Center invited us to a New Year's gathering, where I met others with similar stories, some rejected, some reconciled. Their tales inspired but also warned of the long road ahead. My sister Sophia texted more frequently, sharing that Mom cried at night but Dad refused to discuss it. "He's stubborn, but he loves you," she wrote. Hope flickered, yet Father's silence persisted. The psychological conflict peaked in February when a major snowstorm trapped us indoors. Cabin fever brought deeper talks about future, kids, marriage, careers. Gabriel dreamed of adopting someday. I hesitated, haunted by Dad's words. "What if our child faces the same rejection?" I asked. Gabriel's response was firm. We'll teach them strength. His loyalty shone, but I sacrificed sleep, sketching family portraits that included us all, wishing for reconciliation. A phone call from my boss interrupted one night. Jake had gossiped more at a client meeting, twisting my story into office drama. I confronted him the next day, the betrayal cutting deep as he shrugged it off. Just joking around. Fired up, I reported it to HR, a decision that felt empowering. Gabriel cheered me on, cooking my favorite risotto that evening. As spring bloomed, our relationship deepened with small rituals. Sunday brunch walks, movie nights debating plots. Yet societal pressure mounted when a family friend spotted us holding hands downtown and spread whispers back home. The rifts widened, testing my resolve. I chose to stand tall, but the emotional toll showed in anxious nights. Gabriel's sacrifice came quietly. He took on extra tutoring shifts to cover bills when my promotion paperwork delayed. For us, he said simply. The turning point loomed as Mom's health news arrived via Sophia. Nothing critical yet, but a scare that made me question distance. We faced it together, decisions shaping our growth. Spring brought tentative hope mixed with fresh pain. Sophia's calls became weekly, painting pictures of home life fractured by my absence. Dad throwing himself into construction sites, Mom baking extra to fill the void. He asks about you sometimes in his gruff way, she confided. I wanted to believe it, but the disgrace label lingered like a scar. At work, the campaign launched successfully, earning industry nods and a bonus that Gabriel and I used for a short trip to Michigan's dunes. Walking the sandy shores, wind in our hair, we talked futures openly. I want to build a life where we're not hiding, I said. Gabriel nodded, his hand in mine. Then let's keep choosing us. Back home, a misunderstanding escalated when Gabriel's school hosted a parent-teacher event overlapping with my big client pitch. I assumed he prioritized work over supporting me remotely. He thought I understood his dedication to students. Tempers flared that night. First real argument. Words like, "You're pulling away," and "You don't get my world," flying. We slept on opposite sides of the bed, hearts heavy. Morning brought apologies over coffee, Gabriel explaining his fear of failing kids from tough backgrounds, mirroring my family struggles. "We're in this together," he reaffirmed, and we hugged it out, stronger. The betrayal hit harder next. My jealous cousin Luca, always competitive, emailed old family photos including one of me and Gabriel from a hidden vacation. CCING relatives and even my boss accidentally. The secret fully exposed now. Backlash poured in. Uncles demanding I fix myself. Aunts praying for my soul. I deleted the thread, but damage spread to LinkedIn comments questioning my professionalism. Gabriel held me as I raged. "This isn't your fault." His support was unwavering, but I sacrificed pride, calling HR again to address workplace whispers. They backed me, issuing warnings, yet the psychological strain mounted. I questioned if my career would survive the stigma. Therapy sessions intensified, unpacking how father's traditional values clashed with my truth, shaping my self-doubt. "Acceptance starts within," the counselor reminded. I applied it by joining a support group for gay men from immigrant families, hearing echoes of my pain in others' voices. Gabriel attended once, listening respectfully, his presence a quiet anchor. Summer arrived with heat waves mirroring inner turmoil. We volunteered at Pride events, marching with signs for equality, the energy lifting me temporarily. There, I met a mentor who offered freelance gigs, diversifying my income against potential job loss. Gabriel sacrificed vacation days to join parades, waving flags proudly. Yet a major test came when Marcus returned for another visit, inviting us to dinner. Old insecurities resurfaced, but this time I confronted them openly. Dinner revealed Marcus's own struggles, turning jealousy to understanding. The turning point crystallized when Sophia called in tears. Mom's routine checkup revealed high blood pressure, stress-related, and Dad's denial about family fractures worsening it. "He needs you, Antonio, even if he won't say it." I paced the apartment, Gabriel listening. "Go if you want," he said. But don't go alone. I chose not to rush, instead sending Mom flowers anonymously with a note of love. The gesture brought a thank you text from her. First crack in the wall. Work thrived despite rumors. The nonprofit campaign went viral, landing me a feature in a local magazine. Gabriel celebrated with a home-cooked feast, toasting my resilience. But societal pressure peaked when a neighbor complained about that couple to building management, forcing us to advocate for ourselves. We won, but exhaustion set in. Decisions defined us. I chose therapy homework, journaling letters to Dad I never sent, processing betrayal and sacrifice. Gabriel's quiet strength inspired daily. As leaves turned in fall, our bond matured through shared laughter and tears. A friend's wedding invitation arrived for a same-sex couple, reminding us of possibilities. We attended, dancing under string lights, imagining our own someday. Yet the path to acceptance twisted ahead, family shadows lengthening. The emotional journey tested every limit, but each step forward proved our love's power. Fall colors painted Chicago in golds and reds, but my heart remained divided. Mom's texts grew warmer, sharing recipes and asking about my job, yet Dad's name stayed absent. Sophia played mediator, slipping me updates on his stubborn silence. He's hurting too, she insisted. I channeled energy into freelance projects, building a portfolio that highlighted inclusive branding, turning personal pain into professional strength. Gabriel supported by proofreading proposals late nights, his teacher patience endless. A new misunderstanding arose when I traveled for a client meeting in New York, leaving Gabriel to handle a school crisis alone. Misread texts suggested distance. He worried I was pulling away. Phone calls cleared it, but the incident highlighted how family rejection rippled into trust issues. We have to communicate better, Gabriel said upon my return, leading to weekly check-ins that deepened our connection. The betrayal from Luca escalated when he showed up unannounced at my office, demanding I come home and apologize to save family face. You're ruining everything, he spat. Security escorted him out, but the scene humiliated me, coworkers staring. Gabriel met me after, furious on my behalf yet calm. You don't owe them your silence. His words empowered a decision. I blocked Luca, choosing boundaries over blood ties. Sacrifice followed as Gabriel took on weekend tutoring to help with our rising rent after my firm faced budget cuts. For our future, he repeated, skipping hobbies to support us. I reciprocated by handling all chores, cooking his favorites. The psychological growth showed in therapy. I admitted the shame wasn't mine but learned behavior, deciding to forgive myself first. Group sessions revealed similar paths, inspiring me to mentor a younger member. Winter holidays approached again, our second without family. We hosted a small dinner with chosen friends from the center, laughter filling the space Dad's absence left. Gabriel proposed a toast. To the family we build. My eyes stung, but joy prevailed. A major work breakthrough came, a national brand contract for diversity campaigns, crediting my authentic voice. The news boosted confidence, yet family news tempered it. Mom's blood pressure stabilized, but Dad's construction firm struggled with a big project delay. Sophia hinted he missed my design skills from past help. I wrestled with helping anonymously, finally wiring funds through her without note. The gesture stayed secret, but it marked my sacrifice for their well-being despite rejection. Gabriel praised the maturity. As New Year dawned, a friend's wedding brought reflection. Watching vows, we discussed rings someday. Societal stares at the event reminded us challenges persisted, but hand in hand, we faced them. The turning point accelerated when Mom called directly, voice cracking. Your father had a mild heart scare. He's okay, but he mentioned you in his sleep. The revelation shattered defenses. Gabriel drove me to the hospital parking lot, waiting as I debated entering. Whatever you decide, I'm here. I chose not to go in yet, sending flowers instead, but the seed planted change. Work celebrated my promotion to senior designer, a validation that fueled purpose. We traveled to a quiet cabin again, snowed in with board games and deep talks about identity. How loving Gabriel completed me. Misunderstandings faded as trust rebuilt. Betrayals sting lessened with time and therapy. By spring's return, I felt transformed, decisions rooted in self-worth over approval. Gabriel's unwavering love shone through every challenge, our partnership a testament to resilience. Family's door remained closed, but mine to forgiveness cracked open. The journey continued, emotional layers peeling to reveal strength neither expected. Spring's renewal mirrored internal shifts. Mom's calls turned regular, sharing Dad's slow recovery, physical therapy, diet changes. He watches your magazine feature online, she confessed once. The admission sparked cautious hope, but I guarded my heart. Gabriel encouraged openness, planning picnics in Millennium Park where we people watched and dreamed. A work misunderstanding tested us again when a colleague mistook my passion for the diversity campaign as favoritism, sparking office tension. I addressed it head-on in a meeting, citing facts over rumors. Gabriel's advice echoing, "Own your truth." Resolution came with team respect growing. The big betrayal's aftermath lingered until Luca reached out apologetically. Admitting jealousy fueled his actions. "I was wrong," he texted. I accepted partially, setting terms for distance, a mature choice reflecting growth. Gabriel sacrificed time off to help me organize a charity design workshop for LGBTQ youth, watching proudly as I led sessions. "You're changing lives," he said afterward. My own life changed with a call from Sophia. Dad's firm needed urgent marketing help for a comeback bid. He won't ask, but it could save everything. After long talks with Gabriel and therapy, I decided to contribute anonymously through a third party, redesigning their website and proposals overnight. The success, firm winning the contract, brought indirect thanks via Mom. The turning point arrived fully when Dad's follow-up appointment revealed stress as the main culprit. Sophia arranged a neutral coffee meet with just her and Mom. There, tears flowed as Mom hugged me. "We miss you. No Dad yet, but progress." Gabriel waited outside, later holding me through the emotional flood. Summer heated with outdoor festivals and our first joint vacation to California, meeting Gabriel's parents who embraced me warmly. Contrast to my family stung, but reinforced choice. Back home, societal pressures eased as neighbors warmed, one even asking for design tips. Work thrived, my team expanding under my lead. Sacrifice deepened when Gabriel's school faced cuts. I supported his job search emotionally, cooking, listening. He landed better role, crediting my belief. Psychological maturity peaked. I wrote the unsent letters to Dad, burning them in a ritual of release. The climax built as fall returned. Mom called frantic. Dad wanted to talk but feared rejection. "He's sorry, Antonio." I consulted Gabriel, who advised, "Follow your heart." We agreed on a family dinner at neutral ground. The night arrived tense. Dad's gruff hello, Mom's nervous smile. Conversation started stiff, then broke open. "I was wrong," Dad admitted, voice cracking. "Seeing the business thrive because of what you did. And losing you taught me." Tears came as he acknowledged the disgrace words haunted him too. Gabriel sat beside me, steady. Hugs followed, Sophia cheering. Not full acceptance overnight, but a bridge built. We left with invitations for holidays. The emotional high carried us home, where Gabriel and I reflected on the journey. Misunderstandings overcome, betrayals healed, sacrifices rewarded. My identity solidified, love affirmed. The reconciliation unfolded gradually, like seasons changing. Family dinners resumed tentatively, Dad asking about my designs, Mom fussing over Gabriel with extra servings. Sophia beamed at every gathering, the rift mending through small acts, shared laughs over old stories, Dad's awkward but sincere questions about our life. "Proud of you, son," he muttered once over coffee, the words healing years of wounds. Gabriel integrated seamlessly, his teaching tales charming everyone. Work flourished. The diversity campaigns earned awards, my team thriving. I mentored others facing similar journeys, paying forward the growth. A misunderstanding arose briefly when Dad's old friends visited, but open dialogue diffused it quickly. Betrayal scars faded as Luca made amends at a barbecue, now supportive. Sacrifices paid dividends. Gabriel's new role brought stability. Our apartment upgraded to a house in the suburbs with room for future dreams. The major turning points ripple effects showed in Dad's health improvement and business boom, crediting my anonymous help openly now. "You saved us," he said at Thanksgiving, a full circle from that fateful night. Emotions peaked at the table, hands joined in gratitude. Gabriel squeezed mine, eyes shining. We hosted Christmas, blending traditions, Italian feasts with modern twists. Family accepted fully, toasts ringing for love in all forms. My identity journey complete, no longer defined by rejection but resilience. Societal pressures lessened as community embraced us. As spring bloomed again, we planned a commitment ceremony, simple and heartfelt. Walking the same bridge from our early days, Gabriel proposed properly under golden light. "Forever," yes echoed. Life's decisions, staying true, communicating, forgiving shaped profound growth. The family who once slammed doors now knocked, begging entry into our world. Through it all, love triumphed. True or false? Blood ties can only heal when both sides choose understanding over pride.